Hey y'all. Mm, I hope everyone's doing well. Happy Monday, Motivational Monday. I don't know really what other day we would reference as Monday, right? A lot of people hate Mondays. They absolutely hate Mondays. And I truly hope that you guys have had a dope Monday. Mondays are new beginnings, refreshers, right? A lot of people hate going to work, hate going to school. We had a short weekend, all of these things, right? But at least you woke up today and you had the ability to go to work. You woke up today and you had the ability to go to school. You woke up today and you had ability to do whatever it is that you desire to do, even if it's something you didn't desire to do, right? You have to be thankful. You have to show gratitude. And today, I just want to ask everyone, the world, what happened to the village? What happened? I remember growing up, and it wasn't much that we could get away with. It really wasn't. It really was not much that us as children could get away with. We knew that we had our neighbors watching. We knew that first we knew wrong was wrong, right? So let me start there. And we respected our parents a little bit more than these children do in this dispensation of time. But I definitely blame the parents. All right, 100% blame the parents because children are a reflection of the parents. Period. We like to put blame on other people. We like to put blame on society and the music that they listen to and the videos that they watch and the movies. But at the end of the day, who is responsible? Who is responsible for allowing the child to entertain such things, right? And so, where is the village? What happened to it? We used to say it all the time. It takes a village, right? It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village. But what happened to the village? What happened? Genuinely, what happened to the village? Growing up, even though we, grew up in the hood, as they say, right? Um, we still have fun as children. We lived as children. We played as children. We had friends. We were always outside. Okay, always outside. I was always on my bike, always at my friend's house. We were all man. I was everywhere as a child, right? But one thing I did know is when I was out, not saying we didn't do things wrong and we weren't sneaking, but we were nowhere near this generation. This time, this dispensation of time that we are living in is evil. It is beyond evil. And every day, every single day, I sit and I watch our children and I watch how the children they're seeking Maseratis and they want to be like Lil Baby and Dub Baby and all of these things. But what happened to the innocence? What happened to the innocence? What happened to the village? And I know y'all can feel me because this is something that I have been thinking on. What happened? What happened to the protection in the neighborhoods? What happened to parents standing up for other parents' children? Now is you can't tell my child what to do, right? I'm the adult. That's my child. You don't tell them. You don't say nothing to my child, right? The teacher calls and say so and so been acting up. So and so been cussing at school. So and so touched so and so, right? And what we say, that doesn't sound like my child. That's not my child. It's not my child, right? People can't even tell your children what to do, right? What happened to the village? That's like I know I keep saying it, but What happened? What happened to love? What happened to being able to trust your neighbor to watch your house while you were gone? What happened to trusting your neighbor to watch your children while you were on the job? We can't even do that. People say all the time, I am afraid to leave my children. I am afraid. I am afraid. What happened to the village? What happened? Growing up, man, all of my friends' moms knew me. Their dads knew me. There was not much we could get away with. And not even in that time, we weren't necessarily trying to get away with things. But, as children, you sneaky. We sneaky, right? We understand, right? So, all in all, these babies are going unprotected. The children, our future, have no protection. They are infiltrating their curriculums with the teaching of homosexuality. They are infiltrating the schools. They are infiltrating the daycares. They are infiltrating and have been infiltrating the movies that we watch, at the TV shows, right? And now our children in this dispensation of time has access to online social media. So everything that we as adults do, our children are peering into that, right? Every single day. Every single day. Every day. Every day, y'all. And then we look up, right, when they 7, when they 13, when they 16, when they 21, and we looking at, I just don't know. I just don't know who you are. Where did you learn that from? What? Like, does that make sense? Like, honestly, does that make sense? How are you judging your child or even the children around you when we as adults are responsible for what they see, hear, think, feel? How are we asking that question? Who are you? What happened to you? Parents, y'all are responsible. Y'all are absolutely 100% responsible for the way the children of this world is, the way your children are. I've even had my parents ask me, like, who are you? Like, like what happened? Where did you learn that from? You. I learned it from you. And if I didn't learn it from you, I learned it from the people you allowed in my inner circle. I learned it from the TV shows, online at the time. What's that show? 106 in Park. Oh, yeah. 106 in Park, BET After Dark, all of these things. That's where we got it from. It didn't just happen out the blue. It didn't just happen out the blue. Hi, brother. It didn't just happen out the blue. It didn't just drop on us and then, no, it has been perpetual repetition of the same music, of the same TV shows, of the same growing up within the child home, and parents not being available because they got to work on the job, and parents not being available because we got our own life and we got to lead it. We got to live. We got to do our thing, right? But yet and still, the children are dying. The children are suffering. It's sad. It's so sad. And it's not that I don't worry about the adults. We grown. You make your own decisions, even though you may have grown up with a lot of ism and schisms. You are now of age to choose right. But these babies, these children, right? My brother was telling me how just last week or maybe the week before, he was out working and he saw a child, could be 6 or 7, right? On the phone, he had an iPhone and all these type of things, right? On the phone, talking about where the hoes at. He said, what? He said, yeah, that little boy was like, where the hoes at? I was like, okay, high schooler. He said, no. He was like 6 or 7. Or I'm sorry, maybe in the 6th or 7th grade. My apologies. Still a child. Talking about where the hoes at. Where y'all think they learned that from? The baby. Lil Baby. Drake. Where the hoes at? We cannot be shocked at the way and the astute way that the world is without understanding that we are responsible. We are responsible. The music, the movies, everything that we have allowed to infiltrate our communities, our culture, our homes, we are responsible, right? Cardi B did an interview and they asked her, do you allow your children culture? Do you allow them to listen to your music? She said no. It's not appropriate. But yet and still, babies are listening to her music. It's some hoes in this house. It's some, yeah. You know? You know what I'm talking about. Right? And again, I asked, what happened to the village? When I was growing up, if the older generation heard certain music, they was like, turn it off. Turn it off. They was like, turn that off, right? Growing up, we couldn't say certain words, we couldn't go certain places. There were rules that we had to abide by. What happened to the rules? What happened to the village? Like I said, it was a time where adults could they could chastise the younger generation. They could correct them. Not today. You dare not speak to my child. Who are you? Who are you? Right? Teachers calling. Oh, that's not my Derek. That's not my Shonda. That's not my child. Nope, that's not them. But why is it not them? The teacher is not lying. The neighbors clearly saw John cursing so and so out, but that's not your child. But yet and still, you be on the phone all day, every day, cursing with your friends. You be on the phone all day, every day with your homeboys, cursing and talking about all negativity in front of your children. Children are sponges. From the age of birth to 7 years old is the most imperative time frame for children. And in that time frame, you have not raised them and conditioned them and shaped them to be of something positive, given them morals and rules. We don't like to live by rules. Everybody want to do what they want to do. I mean, okay. But what happened to the morality? What happened to the village? That's all I want to know. What happened to the village? What happened to us caring about one another? What happened to us loving one another? All I see today is murder. All I see today is rape. All I see today is molestation and homosexuality and the world and hypocrisy. It is just out of control. But yet and still, we ask the dumbest question. Why? How did this happen? When did this happen? It happened when we took God out of the schools. We took prayer out of schools. We took prayer and God out of churches. Okay? That's what happened. We took the true and living God out of everything. And I mean, what do you think is going to happen when you remove good? If there's good and there's evil, and you remove good, then what's left? Evil. And that's why in 2022, that's all we see is evil. people being killed, people being murdered, people shooting people for no reason. They literally say that there was no reason he would have done that. There's just no reason, no reason. There is a reason. It's called demonic activity, right? It has gotten so bad. I remember a dispensation of time. I remember life being different. I do. I'm a 90s baby. I grew up in the 90s. I remember the 90s being completely different than the dispensation of time that we currently live in. I dare not, as a child, curse at an adult. I dare not, as a child, disrespect an adult. I dare not, as a child, talk back to an adult. But today, you can't say nothing to nobody without consequences. You can't whoop your child without them calling 911. And I remember at one point in time feeling some type of way, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and call the police on my grandma, on my mama. I wish I might. I wish, right? And we just ask the dumbest questions. We do. We ask the dumbest questions. How did this happen? Well, where were you, parent? Where were you, adult, when you saw those children doing what they were doing? Where were you? You were watching, laughing, videotaping. Oh, world star. Oh, this gonna be a good TikTok. Oh, this gonna be funny for the gram. But now we are in a world of chaos, utter chaos, utter chaos. And for the life of me, I just don't understand how we are so lost and confused. Do you not remember as an adult? I'm talking to the 30s and up because we born in the 90s, right? 30, 29, 30 and up, right? Do you all not remember a different dispensation of time where it was safe for you to walk out your house, where you didn't have to worry about, oh, if you're going to get robbed today, oh, if there's a possibility of this happening and that happening. We were in a safer world. Yet things may have been under wraps, but it made it harder for things to transpire. But today, oh, it's nothing. Oh, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. We used to hearing of sex trafficking, of children being kidnapped and women being kidnapped and men being kidnapped and people being raped and molestation in the family. We used to it because it's been swept under the rug for years. I blame the parents. I blame the elders because the elders are responsible for the younger generation. We are. Even as an adult now, I am responsible for the children around me. I am. Today, I was sitting on my back porch. And normally, I'll go outside, give me a good 20, 30 minutes worth of sun, right? But I've been outside all day. All day. Now, while I was outside, a white van pulled up. Now, I live in the front of my neighborhood, so I see the traffic coming in and out. But today, I saw the white van, and I have never seen this white van in my neighborhood. Okay, I've been here since 2019. I don't know all of my neighbors, but I'm pretty familiar with the type of cars they drive, the children, the activity that happens around me. I'm a very vigilant person anyway. So I just decided to sit outside a little longer today. And while I was sitting outside, this van drives right past, right? Drives right past and goes to the end of my street. Now, you can make a right and that'll continue on to my other apartments. But this, going straight back, it's a fence. And we have like a cleaning station where you can vacuum out your car. And then we have the trash cans. So this white van proceeded to pull in and park backwards. Now, this was around the time that I knew elementary and middle school children were getting ready to get out of school. High school had already came home. And I live in Gwinnett County. So I know when I went to school in Gwinnett County that high school gets out first, then elementary, then middle. And so it just wasn't sitting right with me, right? I saw and at the time I didn't have my glasses on. And so I saw, but I couldn't really make out if it was a man or a woman. So this person gets out, and in the end, I saw that it was a woman. So this person gets out of the driver's seat. They go from the driver's seat all the way around, then they get into the back, like the side door. Then they, I see all this movement, just all this movement going on in the truck. And at the time, like I said, I ain't had my glasses on, so I'm sitting here looking at it. I'm like, what they doing? What they doing, right? And so it just didn't sit right with me at all. So I just begin to think. I'm like, first of all, like I said, I'm pretty much outside every day. I've never seen this white van anywhere in my neighborhood. So I sat there and I thought about it, and I was just like, I'm not liking it. It's not feeling right. Nope, not liking it. So I called the police. I called 911. Now, my old self, honestly, y'all, growing up in the hood, being a part of a gang and stealing and all these different various of things, I always had that no snitching rule, right? Don't call the police, right? But the police are here to protect. It doesn't matter the agendas that have been pushed onto the police due to police brutality and all of these things. But I do know that they are there to protect and serve. So I called the police and I said, hey, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I just know that this white van has never been in my home. I mean, has never been in this neighborhood. I've never seen a white van just pull up the way that this person has. I don't know if it's a man. I don't know if it's a woman. But all I know is that the babies, the elementary babies, are on their way home, and then the middle school, they'll be following right behind them. I said, the lady was asking me questions, and y'all, she had no sense of urgency. I remember back in the day, y'all, I'm telling you, I remember back in the day calling the police, informing them if something was going on, and they were on it. Okay, we're going to send dispatch out, yada, 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 right? She had no sense of urgency. It was just like, well, I mean, what about this? And what about that? And I'm just like, I'm answering the questions, but I'm just like, I mean, is it okay that it's a wellness check? Is it okay that you send someone out as a form of a wellness check? And she said, oh, yeah, yes, ma'am, we're going to send someone out. She said, but listen, if anything changes before the police are dispatched out, give us a call back. I said, okay. Right? I said, wow, I truly hope they're not going to take forever to come out. I used to live in DeKalb County, and baby, we used to call the police. They wouldn't get there till an hour. Sometimes I would even call the police and it would go to voicemail, right? So I just didn't have, any type of faith that the police were going to come. So I sat outside. I told my brother, I said, I'm going to sit out here and I'm going to wait till the police come. So police showed up. They gently rolled in and they went past the truck, to kind of just look at it and see what's going on, what have you. Then they pulled up next to it. So the person jumped out. At this time, I'm able to see that it's a female. She jumped out of the truck, right? And he's talking to her, yada, yada, yada. She ends up moving along. Now, a couple of things. Yes, it could have been like a daycare pickup or what have you, but anytime it's a part of school, they pick up in the front, right? They pick up by the front leasing office, right? And as this truck drove by to leave my neighborhood, because mind you, nobody got out. Nobody got out to go inside a resident's house or anything like that. So as the truck drove by, the window had curtains of like butterfly, of kid things, of children-like things. And she then began to call someone, right? As she drove on out the neighborhood. And I'm telling y'all, it felt so weird and so eerie, right? I don't know if I saved someone's life today, but I know that I saw suspicious behavior and acted upon it, right? Because there have been plenty of days adults and people have seen white vans, black vans, red vans, things that are out of place, right? And they say to themselves, that don't look right. I ain't never seen this van. I ain't never seen this person, but yet it's still, they don't do anything about it, right? And then you hear about how a child got kidnapped in your local area, or how a child was picked up, molested, and killed and dropped off 2 blocks down from your house, 2 blocks down from the apartment complex, right? So all in all, what happened to the village? The devil been busy. He been busy. He been so busy, and he been quiet. He been lurking in the shadows. He been working undercover. Yeah, clandestine. He been working. Secret society. Shh. He been working, right? But not on my watch. Mm-mm. Not on my watch. I am out here to protect and serve the people around me. We are family. We are interlocked through the blood of Jesus. We are God's children. Doesn't matter what society has told us. It doesn't matter the barrier that has been put between racism and classism and isms and all these isms, right? God is a God of love, a God of truth, a God of sincerity, and He sees us. He sees our people. He sees our children. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know what happened to the village, but all I know is that it doesn't exist anymore, and we are living in a very dangerous time. We are living in perilous times. We are living like in the days of Noah, Sodom and Gomorrah, sin running rampant, people molesting, raping, incest, homosexuality, perversions. Everything is about sex. Every commercial, food, toothpaste, mouthwash, sex, Skittles, sex, Snickers, sex. It has some type of sexual connotation to it. And we wonder what has happened to our world. I tell you today, my brother, my sister, we are responsible. Every single person in this world, young or old, we are responsible. We are responsible. So I commission you to ask yourself, what happened to the village? Right? We don't care. We don't care what happens to others. But then when something happens to someone that we love, oh, we just need everybody to rally together. We just need to come together. Please help me find my children. Please help us find the killer. Please help us find the rapist. Please, please. But can't nobody tell us nothing. Can't nobody tell your children nothing. Can't nobody tell you that John and Sarah and Rashad and Shamika, that they out here doing wrong. Now I saw them out here doing this, and that. Right? We gotta wake up, y'all. We gotta wake up. We have got to be vigilant and watchful. Not just for our families, but for people around us. People, their sex trafficking is happening all around us. Once I found out how high sex trafficking was in Gwinnett County, my mom moved us to Gwinnett County. People rant and rave about the schools, about how it's protective and it's a good area. But little do y'all know, the next door neighbor next to you have children bound and they're being raped, and that home is being used for sex trafficking. It's real. When are we going to wake up? Stand up, as the little TikTok video says. Stand up. When are we going to stand up? When are we going to take our power back as people and care about our neighborhoods and care about these babies? The children are the future. Michael Jackson said it. Whitney Houston everyone has said it. The children are the future. Yet and still, they are the main ones with no covering, with no protection, with no guidance, with no parental control. So I just asked, what happened to the village? Right? Who's responsible? Who's responsible? I'm Ambassador Denise. Happy Motivational Monday, y'all. We've gotten so wrapped up in just work and worrying about making money and living a good life, but our babies, the children, the future is just unprotected. The Black women in general, unprotected. Our men, unprotected. The world is utterly crazy, yet and still we do nothing about it, right? So I commission you to ask yourself today, what happened to the village, right? I'm Ambassador Denise. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you didn't catch it live, please go back and listen to the replay, right? It's just not fair how crazy this world is, and we as individuals are responsible. We are. The elderly people before us are responsible. We all play a part. Those things that we keep sharing on Facebook, on Instagram, that mean and do nothing for us. They don't edify positivity. We share the dumbest stuff all day. All day. We don't care. When are we going to care, y'all? When are we going to stand up? Y'all have a good day.